All right, welcome back to Wicked F150. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and that's because I haven't heard anything. I don't have my truck to do any modifications or information, anything like that. Y'all know that I had the 19 Expedition. I did a review, and it's not like I can change anything, and I heard nothing from the dealership. So if you can see behind me, I am now in another F-150. I had to swap out the loaner because the mileage was too high. I had it for a month. I picked it up with 900 some miles and I gave it back with 2,200. They said it was time to give it back and to swap it out, and this is what they gave us. One, I am happy to be back in an F-150. Gonna apologize for the wind. Very windy today. But the only reason I do know anything on the truck is because I had to swap out the loaner. Last week, I got a phone call from the dealership Monday last week, telling me that it was Tuesday, because I was going to call them. Hey, what's going on? And if you have the Ford Pass app with Sync Connect, you get notifications about your vehicle, whatever it may be, through Ford. And I had gotten one a while ago saying that it was now in a deep sleep, which happens after 14 days without starting the truck to conserve the battery. I had got the notification, so I know they weren't starting it. And then Tuesday morning, they actually had started the truck. Notification went away, no more deep sleep. So I knew they finally had started it after three and a half weeks. They called the service manager who was dealing with the truck, called about lunchtime Tuesday afternoon, said that he doesn't hear anything, there's no issues, can't hear anything. And he cold started it, listened, nothing. And he said he hasn't moved it since the Thursday prior. I called him out on the lie and told him that I have the app, it's connected, and I know they didn't start it at all the week before, and that I have video proof of the sounds that the engine's making, the rattle, of course, and then when I start it. Random. The start is random. Cannot begin to think of a certain situation to try and replicate it, which is the issue. I can't give the dealership any idea on how to do something to listen to it to figure out what the issue is. But I continue to tell him about the rattle. Cold start, put it in drive, step on the gas, let off, you're going to hear it immediately. He said, okay, he'll do it that afternoon, call me back. So that was Tuesday. I get a text Wednesday evening saying that he drove it, heard it, and he'll call me back Thursday. I didn't hear anything. So Monday, before I got the text for the swapping out the loaners, I text the service manager and asked for an update. No response. I called the dealership and got the original technician that's handling my truck. He had no idea. He said the service manager and whatever tech is actually working on it, they would know, but the service manager is a corporate this past Monday. He has no idea. Whatever. I'll just figure it out when I get to the dealership. As I get out of the loaner at the dealership, my truck drives by me. It's the service manager that's supposed to be a corporate. He parks my truck. I wait for him to get out. So what's going on? So he gives me this little print off from Ford about the typewriter tick, and which is never a complaint of mine. My V8 does not do that yet, and it's not a complaint for me. I know that V8s have that. My Ram had that. I'm not worried about the tick. I know that's just a part of a V8 engine. Not worried about it. And I let him read his paragraph, and then he said, well, since this is normal, we can't do anything. I told him, I'm not going to stop you. That's not what I'm worried about, blah, blah, blah. And he tried arguing with me back and forth about 4 or 5 times. And I kind of get more and more attitude each time because he's arguing with me. As I'm trying to tell him that's not the issue. He's trying to tell me that I'm wrong about an issue that I don't even have. So he finally, with an attitude, okay, well, let's see if we can replicate it. Let's get in and see if we can hear it. Now, he just drove the truck. I don't know how long he drove the truck, so I repeated again on a cold start. It's not going to do it if you've been driving it around. So we drive. He goes maybe a quarter of a mile, and I hear it twice. I pointed it out. He didn't hear it. I told him to get the commercial service manager, the very first guy that I dealt with, because the regular service manager was off that day. Go get him. He heard it sitting in this truck before we even pulled out of your parking lot the last time it was at the dealership. We pull in, we park, and he's trying to, I don't know if he's looking for me to look like an idiot or something, because he just kept repeating the same thing. What do I got to do tomorrow after it's had time to cool off to get the truck to make the noise? And I kept telling him the exact same thing. Cold start, put it in drive, step on the gas, let off, you're going to hear it. Doesn't do it in park, nothing like that. You have to put it in drive. So he revs it in park. Again, cold start, not in park. So he puts it in drive and just power brakes it. It makes the noise. Warm, it was completely warmed up, and it still made the noise as he's sitting there stepping on the gas. He says, that noise? Yep, that noise that you keep telling me that it's not making, you can't tell me it doesn't. Like, that noise that you just heard. So he kept doing it and kept repeating, that noise? Yep, that noise? Yep. So I don't know what his deal is. But he asked about what to do about it. Me. So I told him it's already had the TSB update. It had that last time it was there, well over a month and a half, probably 2 months ago by now, and it did nothing. I said now on F150 forum, where people are updating, each other, letting each other know how their process is going and stuff like that in the situation, Ford has put out another update. You first now do the TSB. If it doesn't work, then they are to replace the cam phasers and solenoids, because that is around the area that the noise is coming from, so the issue has to be around there somewhere. A lot of people have guessed on that being the issue. One guy on the forum said his truck had it done, and it didn't fix anything. It still made the noise. So I told him that, and he acted like the TSB didn't even exist. He's like, well, if you say this TSB that you had done, I'm like, listen, it was done here at your dealership by your technicians. It's already been done. You do have it. It's been done. Now the next step is replacing that, or are you just telling me you're not going to? I don't care. Okay, well, we'll figure something out, and I'll let you know tomorrow. I said, well, hold on. You're still forgetting the starting issue, which the one that you can't replicate. It happens randomly. So I pulled up my phone, let him listen to the noise. I said, did you hear that, like metal clanking metal? That's the noise. Yep, we'll look into it. That was Monday. It's now Wednesday evening. I, of course, haven't heard anything. But that's where we're at on this issue. Now, as of Monday, in state of Oklahoma, for a lemon law buyback, you have to have 4 separate attempts at the dealership to fix the same issue, or 30 days out of commission. So Monday was my 30-day mark. Now, you got to watch with the dealerships. This is something they did to me. I was unaware of until I was reading on the forum where it happened to others. So this is the third time my truck has been in the shop. Third time, but it's only the second time technically, because they never closed out the second ticket. So for me, if they want to try to fight me on it, then they can be like, well, you don't have the 4 attempts. You have the 30 days, but not the 4 attempts. With 3 attempts, maybe they let it slide, but not with 2. So I could possibly be getting screwed there, but the law does state or, not and or. So hopefully I don't get screwed on that. But of course, that's only if this cam phaser solenoid fix doesn't fix it. If it doesn't, I hope they get it fixed and I get it back and it worked great. If it doesn't, then I'm immediately just going to take it back and do the buyback. I'm done playing with it. I'm going to take it back and get an EcoBoost. Now the issue there, if you guys don't know, the 3.5 also has the rattle and a bunch of issues. So the 3.5 I would want because it has so much more power than the 2.7. And it still gets great gas mileage and all of that. But I don't want to deal with more issues. But it's the same thing as the V8. Not every 3.5 has the issue, just like every V8 doesn't have the issue. So it's kind of, do I want to take the gamble and hope that it doesn't have an issue, or just play it safe and get the 2.7 so I know at least there's no engine issues as of yet. I don't know if it ever comes to that, then I guess we'll figure it out and see what it comes up with. But like I said, this is a 2019. So this is a 3.5 and it is great. I love the EcoBoost. I actually had a 2012 f-150 3.5 and it was very nice. I loved it. If I have the opportunity, like I said, to do the buyback, if there isn't any at a dealership, then I'm going to do a build, because it's the only reason I have the V8 in the first place is because the dealership didn't have the EcoBoost I wanted, or the accessories packages with an EcoBoost. They didn't have what I wanted, so I got a V8. So if dealership doesn't have it this time for a buyback, if it comes to that, then I'm just going to do a build, and apparently a wait is about 2 months longer than just buying off the dealership. But we'll come to that at the time. I'd like to do a review on this 2019 because it is a different truck. It is a new truck. However, I'm debating because it is the same truck. Like, Ford didn't change anything from the 18 to the 19. So it would kind of be a waste, but then again, at the same time, it is an EcoBoost. It is obviously a different color on the outside. It does have different packages. The interior is completely different. So possibly, if the weather is nice this weekend, I might still do a review so that way you guys can have it and see of those, whether you're thinking about trading in, you're new to the truck, or maybe you're going to do a buyback. And they're running out of 18, so you may have to go with a 19. That way you know, you have a better idea at least of what you might want to go for. Wish it was better news on the update, but it's not. Hopefully anybody that's going through this has better dealer luck than I do. Good luck, have a great weekend, and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank y'all.